you consider hell as a state of mind, then hell is all around us. Do you know that mind dreams 24/7? It dreams when we are awake and it dreams when we are asleep. No, I'm not joking. I'm just talking about the book, The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. And this book talks about the how we have been domesticated. Yes, humans have been domesticated ever since they were born, and we have been taught how to behave, how to think, how to function, and we never end up questioning those beliefs. So we always live in a dream, but that dream is not ours. That dream is what has been imposed on us by society, by our parents, by our siblings, and they did not do it intentionally. They were also taught this. So this book talks about how we can, start questioning those beliefs and living a life of more freedom, of more peace, of more happiness. And it introduces four simple agreements, four very simple yet very powerful agreements that if we start implementing them in our lives, it can completely change our lives. It can give us the freedom that we all maybe desire and that we all deserve. Today, I'll discuss those four agreements with you, and let's dive into it. The first agreement. The first agreement says be impeccable with your words. Now, Don says that words have power. We have the power to shape our reality, we have the power to shape our thoughts, our beliefs, how we act, and everything else in between. So, he goes on to explain that the word is the most powerful thing in the world. For example, if a person is all dressed up and they're feeling good about themselves, but then someone goes up to them and they tells them, oh, you're looking ugly, and if their mind is fertile for that idea, if they're ready to accept that idea, it somehow becomes their identity. He gives a very beautiful example of how a mother who loves her daughter very much, and one day she comes home all exhausted and tired from work, and her daughter is in her own world. She's very happy, she's singing, she's jumping, she's laughing, and when the mother could not take it anymore, she just shouts at her and she tells her to, just shut up because she has an ugly voice. Now, her mother doesn't think of the consequences that it could lead to, because the girl internalizes that idea and it becomes her reality. So she believes that, okay, I have an ugly voice, so she stops singing altogether. In fact, she becomes shy, she hesitates to speak, and ultimately this becomes a reality, and her mother doesn't even realize this what she has done. So this is the power that words have. So we must choose our words very wisely, whether we are talking to others, whether we are talking to ourselves, because it is the most powerful thing in the world. Then he says that we should avoid all type of negative self talk and self judgment. So he goes on to explain that impeccable means without sin. So we might have done something wrong, but we must take responsibilities for our actions instead of blaming ourselves or judging ourselves, because that will do no good. So we must always take responsibility instead of judging or instead of calling ourselves names and things. And if we always keep on saying that, oh, I'm so ugly, I'm not beautiful, I am this, I'm that, that ultimately becomes a reality. So we must consciously choose to, work on how we are talking to ourselves and how we are talking to others. And the third point that he talks about is gossip. He says that it is the worst thing that we can do to ourselves and to others, and somehow it has become a form of communication, but it is not that something we should do. So he gives another good example. You join a university and you have a specific professor's class, and before you attend that professor's class, someone who has attended the class previously comes up to you and says negative things about the professor, that, oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about and he is a pervert and everything else. And you internalize that, so you go and sit in that class, and now when that professor comes up, you know nothing about that professor, but you are viewing that professor from the lens of what other person has told you. So now, even if that professor is not all of those things, and the other person that told you all these things could have any motivation in the world, or that person could have his own beliefs and biases and judgment towards this professor or fear even, but we make it our reality and we judge that professor through that lens, and we might even start talking to other people in the class, and then they all form the same opinion. So he says that our opinions are just our point of views and they are not necessarily always true. So we must speak very consciously, we must think it through before speaking anything. So the first agreement is all about being impeccable with our words. We must choose our words wisely. We must not indulge in negative self talk. We must not indulge in gossip about others. And he says the first line of the book like the chapter says, that the first agreement is the most important one and also the most difficult one to honor. It is so important that with just this first agreement, you will be able to transcend to the level of existence I call heaven on earth. Now let us talk about the second agreement. The second agreement says, don't take anything personally. This starts with the example that Don has taken in the first agreement as well, and it is that when someone says that you are stupid, it is not a reflection of our character or of our state. It is a reflection of their own mind. So, but if we choose to internalize that, if we choose to accept that, if we react to that, if we say, oh, why is he calling me stupid, does he thinks that I'm stupid, then that means that we think that about ourselves as well. So we need to very consciously reflect on what others are saying to us, because if we take anything personally, if we take every word that is being said to us as a reflection of our state, then it is a reflection of our own mind, of our own thinking, of our own belief about ourselves. So a person may come up to me one day and say that you're the best, you're amazing. And the next day, the same person can come to me and say that you're the worst person in the world. Does that reflects my character? Does that say something about me? No. It is a reflection of their own beliefs, of their own thoughts. When you stop taking everything personally, then everything around you will feel great. You'll feel happy, you'll feel content, you will know your worth. Because if you're not feeling like that, if you're always taking what others say personally, then that is a reflection of yourself. That is not a reflection for them. Everybody is living in their own minds, everybody is living in their own heads. We are always living in a movie that has been directed, produced by us. We are the main characters, the lead actors, and everything else is secondary. So we need to keep that in mind. He also says that opinions that we have about ourselves are also not necessarily true. So we might have many conflicting thoughts in our own mind. One thought may say that, I should work hard. Then other might say that, oh, I'm just tired, I should rest. So he says that we also have conflicting beliefs in our own minds. So we need to sit down and consciously observe those beliefs. We need to think that what is causing that conflict, what is unhealthy for me, and then I need to consciously work on those beliefs and form new agreements. Then he says that we might have noticed that people lie to us, and as we become more aware, we'll start to learn that we also lie to ourselves. So we need to become aware of these things, and if someone is deceiving us, we need to listen to their actions, we need to observe that, and we need to walk away from that, because if you're not doing that, then we are lying to ourselves. If someone is not treating us with love and respect and then they walk out of our lives, then it is a gift to us. Yes, it may hurt in for the short time, but eventually our hearts will heal, we will heal, and that will be a gift for us. These are the things that are in the second agreement, and these are the three main points that I picked up, is that what others say and do is about them and not about us. Personalization creates unnecessary suffering, because if we take everything personally that the other person is saying, then that is a reflection of ourselves. That is going to cause us harm, and that may not be true. And that is most times not true. These are just the opinions of other people that we are internalizing. So we need to consciously think and choose what we are agreeing upon, what we are choosing to believe, what we are internalizing, because most of the things says nothing about us, but it is about the other person. And then we should be immune to opinions, whether good or bad, because one day a person might tell you that you are the most amazing person in the world, and the next day they can come and tell you that you are the worst person in the world. So it is not a good idea to internalize everything that the other person is saying. Now let's talk about the third agreement, and that is don't make assumptions. Now, I have seen so many people do that, and I have been a victim of that myself. We always tend to make assumptions about situation, about people, about thing. We think that we know what the other person thinks, how they feel, why are they behaving the way that they do, instead of asking questions. And that destroys so many relationships. For example, have you ever had that situation where you texted someone and that person doesn't reply for some time, and we start thinking that this person is just ignoring me, they're not interested in me. But is that really the case? Because sometimes they might be preoccupied with something, they have some other important and urgent work going on in their lives, and because of that they couldn't respond. But instead of going to that person and asking that what was the reason for them behaving the way that they did, we assume things, and that tends to create so many rifts and conflicts in a relationship. And we never bother asking questions, because I think we are also afraid to ask questions, as the reality might be harsh, and we do not want to face that. But is it not better to live in reality rather than in denial? Now Don makes a very good point where he says that many people go into marriages and we never sit and think that the other person might not have the same idea of marriage as me. And then we enter that relationship and we find that out, and it just destroys our happiness, our peace, other person's happiness and peace. We need to communicate before committing to anything. We always think that other people see the life as we do, but in in reality that is not the case, because as we talked earlier, everybody lives in their own head, and everybody has their own way of thinking. Everybody has their own upbringing, has their own environment that they have been living in, and are assuming that they see things the way we do is not correct for both the people. And then, not only about others, we also assume things about ourselves. For example, we might have a task at hand and we think that, okay, I can complete this in 1 hour. When we actually sit and start doing that task, we might realize that it is going to take me more than that, or I am not even capable of completing this task. This should lead us to asking questions, that why did this happen. We need to ask questions, we need to communicate, we need to talk things out. And we need to remember that when we ask questions, the other person has the choice to say yes or no. And the same goes with us. If someone comes and asks us some questions, we have the choice to say yes or no. So if we start doing that more, our relationships with others are going to get better, and our relationship with us is going to get better. So this is the core of the third agreement, and that is communicate and don't make assumptions. And we have come to the fourth agreement, and it starts with, there is just one more agreement, but it's the one that allows other three to become deeply ingrained habits. The fourth agreement is about the action of the first three. Always do your best. Our fourth agreement is always do your best. So Don says that best is going to differ from moment to moment, from hour to hour, from day to day. So what our best looked at night when we were tired is going to be different from what our best looked when we woke up in the morning refreshed and energized. Our best is going to be different when we were healthy as compared to when we were sick. So instead of judging us on our best, we must always strive to be best in each and every moment. Yes, our best is going to be vary, but what is important is that we always do our best regardless of the quality. We need to keep doing our best, and no more, no less. If we overdo it, then energy is going to get depleted, and if we do less than what we are supposed to, then we are going to be frustrated, and then we are going to judge ourselves. The next thing that Don says, that we should take action, because action is something that is going to make us immensely happy. And doing our best is taking action because we love it and not because we are expecting a reward. So most people take action just because they are expecting some kind of reward, but that is not the right approach to it. We must take action, and then we should strive to enjoy that action. Although I agree that it is always not possible to enjoy, but we must try as much as we can, because only trying is what is in our hands. So we must try to enjoy the action. When we do our best is when we learn to accept ourselves. We have to be aware that we are going to be making mistakes, and taking action means that we're going to practice, we're going to look at the results honestly, and then we're going to practice some more. And that is how we overcome our mistakes. And action is the denial of life. If we have some idea and we do nothing about it, then nothing is going to happen. So action is living life. It is going out and expressing yourself, expressing your dreams, what you truly are, and that is what sets up for freedom. Because, and Don says that keeping this agreement is not very easy, but we should strive every day to make this happen. He says that over time we have developed this habit of not being mindful with our words, of making assumptions, of taking everything personally. But if every day we choose to do our best, then we can overcome these habits, and slowly we'll become a master of transformation, and we'll set ourselves for a life of peace, of purpose, of freedom, of happiness. These were the four agreements, simple in words yet powerful in practice, and also very transformative. Be impeccable with your words, don't take anything personally, don't make assumptions, and always do your best. At first, they may seem very obvious, very simple, but the real challenge is not understanding them but remembering them in the middle of real life. When we are in the middle of arguments, when we are in a situation of crisis, when we are experiencing self doubt, is when these comes into play. Be impeccable with your words teaches us that we need to choose our words very carefully, because they carry the power, they carry the magic, and especially the words that we speak to ourselves. Don't take anything personally teaches us that what other people are saying are often a reflection of their own wounds and not our self-worth. So, don't make assumptions, ask us to pause before creating any stories that might not even be true. And always do your best teaches us that it is more about the effort than perfection, and we must at least strive to do our best in each and every situation, although that if best might vary situation to situation. But what matters is that we are trying our best at any moment, at any point in time, in whatever situation we are. What makes these agreements powerful is that they ask us to take the responsibility on ourselves and not put the blame on others. They teach us that we cannot control every situation, we cannot control how a person reacts, but we can definitely choose our own words, we can choose how we react, we can choose what assumptions we make, we can choose our own efforts and struggle. This book is not about becoming a different person overnight, but it is about choosing to see the patterns that that have been created over the course of our lives, and the patterns that are keeping us from living our best lives, and then slowly unlearning and changing all that. Don has stated in the book that you will fail someday. Some days you will be harsh with your words, you will take things personally, you will make assumptions, but it is our responsibility that when the next day arrives, we choose to do everything again. And slowly we will start, the transformation will start, and we will become better. I would love to know which of the agreements do you find the hardest to implement, and which one do you think that you can start implementing today and it will help you change your life. If you love videos like these, please do subscribe to our channel. Hope you watched Ishi's last video. If not, please do give it a watch, and hope to see you in the next one. Bye. Take care.